This is a No Chase the Truth production.
I'm not saying I'm going to rule the world or I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world. And that's our job, is to spark somebody else watching us. We might not be the ones, but let's not be selfish, and because we're not going to change the world, let's not talk about how we should change it. I don't know how to change it, but I know if I keep talking about how dirty it is out here, somebody's going to clean it up. What I want people to know is that don't support the phonies, support the real. You know what I mean? How can these people be talking about how they so real and they don't care about our communities? How can they be talking about what they, all this, you know, the hood, blah, 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 blah. They don't care about our communities. You know what I mean? Listen to the words that people say in their lyrics and tell me if that's some real, if that's real to you. You know what I mean? Listen to what they saying. Don't just bob your head to the beat. Peep the game and listen to what I'm saying and hold us accountable for it. I can't explain why I shine and no one else shines. I think everybody shines in different things. And a lot of things I can't do. I can't play basketball like every other black person in America. But I can act. I know how to go to that true spot in myself because I'm there every day. I can be me. I can be whoever because I'm true to me. I go to neutral easily. A lot of people, black, white, Mexican, young or old, fat or skinny, have a problem being true to themselves. They have a problem looking in the mirror and looking directly into their own souls. The reason
So, welcome back to No Chase the Truth. This is your boy, Jaxson Jerome, the Indigo Child. I got my co-host, Mars Jones,
Wagwan,
Say Less, and Ty so motherfucking fly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this episode right here is Bridging the Gap, Rebuilding Community, Restoring Masculinity. It's gonna be two parts, part one, part two, because we're gonna cover a lot in these two episodes right here. So,
for sure.
I think this is gonna be one of our greatest episodes, to be honest with you. But, so the first question is, right, fellas, why do y'all feel like that our people target each other, creating a mass genocide amongst our community?
Yeah, I'm about to say he jumped right in, huh?
Yeah, man. Hey, listen, you gotta go productive with it.
I feel you, but I feel like it's us doing that to ourselves. It's only coming from self-hatred. Like, you only attack people that look like you because you hate yourself. Like, that's what it really comes from. People need to really admit they hate themselves. That's why they attack people that look like themselves.
Facts.
I like that. You know,
that's deep.
Something like T.
That's deep though. Like, real talk. I think I heard Hov speak on like something like that, where he was like that like people like when you know, black dudes, like, let's say you see a random ass black dude out and about, right? And he'll be mugging you and shit like that or whatever. It's almost like a defense mechanism, because he has to, like, put that, you know what I mean, put that persona
it ain't no. I hate the fact that people think it ain't really a defense mechanism, bro. It's just in our DNA to want to be tougher than the next nigga. Like, I don't understand it, but it's just in our DNA to show toughness. Like, like you come around somebody, and if they like jeopardize our masculinity in any way, then it's a problem. Then it's a fight. Then it's, I gotta prove I'm more tough than this person. Like, no other race goes through that but us, really, I feel like.
Facts. That's facts.
Well, we're a big part of that, though. I mean, I'm sure other races go, but we are definitely a big part of that shit.
Yeah, hell yeah. Like, I think that, you know, it all, like, goes back to, like, the whole, you know, this shit may sound hella cliche. Everybody has, like, said this shit, but crabs in the bucket mentality, where it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, really, like, feeling like, you know what, you know, like, even when it comes to, like, to business or career moves or whatever, which you're trying to level up in life, like, you'll see more of our own kind slight you, you know what I mean, versus another race. Like, I came in contact with like, you know, other races that's done more for me, like, in certain instances, than my own people. My own damn people. They'll take that knife.
But when you say that, though, do you mean like they was just there for you without saying they was there for you? Like, you know, we'll be there for each other, but we gonna say, like, hey, June 15, 2005, my nigga, I was there for you. Like we gonna let you know
approximately 425.
But I mean, I feel like we show the same like compassion as other races too, but it don't get highlighted because we're more petty with our shit. Like if we show that compassion, we expect it back, or we're never showing it again. Other races might show it, continue to show it, even though you playing them. Like they might continue. I think that's why other races get praised for being such like, oh, they never argue, or they never. They argue just as much as we do. They, it just doesn't get highlighted like ours does.
Yeah,
I feel you.
You're right.
I feel
that shit more or less like a damn. It's more out of. It's not even about generosity no more. It's just like a fucking favor to folks, man. That shit is terrible.
That's facts.
Favors now.
That's facts, and like which, like I said too, right? Like you'll see that more with like prime example. Like remember that ongoing joke where it's like they'd be like if you call a black friend versus calling your white friend at 4:00 in the fucking morning and you stranded. Like see the response that you gonna get. You know what I mean? Like,
hey man, don't you use that shit? Come on.
Not to say that every nigga, because you know what I'm saying. Like if y'all niggas call me, you know what I mean. Y'all niggas stranded like that. I ain't gonna leave y'all niggas out them back. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be daggone. You know what I mean? Like tired of shit. Like nigga, what the fuck you doing out here 4:00 in the morning type? You know what I mean? But I'm gonna like come to try to help y'all niggas. You know what I mean? But you got like a lot of niggas that'll return it back. You know, I'm like, nah, man, I ain't about to go help that nigga. You know what I'm saying? So
I think I think the reason it's so many stereotypes because we are stereotypes, my nigga. Like we are the stereotypes. We the ones that'll smash out on watermelon and chicken and get mad and be like, niggas don't like watermelon and chicken, nigga. That's what we eat, nigga. The fuck, like. We are the stereotype. We don't understand that. We like loud music. We like girls shaking their ass. Like we are the stereotype. So everything that we are is technically, if you put it in a world without race, it's technically like a whole bunch of derogatory shit. Like so, other races look at us and kind of be scared of us because like, oh man, they live life so free and they don't really give a fuck. Like they'll twerk in front of their kids. They'll like sell drugs in front of their kids. Like our race is really the most outlandish race, really, bro. We do some of the most crazy shit. Like that's why people scared of us more than our skin color or stuff like that. It's just the things that we do on a daily basis that's normal to us aren't normal to other races. Like it's just what it is.
Right.
Yeah, we up there with the Hispanics. Now they do the same shit.
I promise you, we right next to them now. We wasn't right next to them though.
We right there, we neck and neck, and them motherfuckers don't even like us. So it's like,
facts. It's like black folks is at the bottom. Like black folks are on the bottom of the totem pole when it really comes to. I remember it was a Dominican, right? I used to work with, and he drew out like a pyramid, right? And like he was honest as fuck. You know what I mean? He was like that. Black folks or whatever, we are on the same level as Mexicans. Do you know who are above us and everything? Like the regular Hispanic, like Dominican, like lighter skin, lighter tone Dominicans, lighter tone Hispanics, cause they're more classified as white when it comes to society and shit too. Even though like the white community or whatever, they may not look at them like that because they really put them still in the Hispanic, category. But that's how like shit is though, you know what I mean? So,
can you
like,
blame them though, bro? We got totem poles, my nigga. Like we in our society, we put the light skinned person at the top of that totem pole, like they are white. They are black. So we got totem poles too. So we can't be mad if somebody else got a totem pole and we at the bottom. Even in our totem pole, we at the bottom, my nigga. So how could we expect another race to put us at the top when we put ourselves at the bottom?
Facts. You're absolutely right. You know how bad we down one another? Like that shit is so fucking horrible.
Exactly. And that stuff stick with us. Like we know we are a race that's basically we wrong as fuck for a lot of shit that we do. And we don't give a fuck that we wrong about it. And that's what make it kind of so fucked up that we want reparations or want somebody to feel bad for us. No, because a lot of the shit that we do should not be getting done. This shit is wild shit. Like we really out here doing wild ass shit. Like and expecting the world to be like, oh, don't kill us, don't do this to us, don't like respect us how you respect your people or your people. Like, we ain't doing the same thing that people doing. We doing stuff. We acting like we want to leave this world quick. We acting like tomorrow ain't promised, so wild out today. So
you know that YOLO.
That's right.
I hate that saying YOLO. I'm gonna try to live more than once.
And you feel me? But you know, getting back to what y'all said, like, yeah, it's in our DNA. I mean, if you want to go way back to slavery times and shit like that, just look at how they were raised into that shit. I mean, hell, hating one another, shit. They were doing Mandingo fighting just to please massa.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn right.
Turning everybody against one another and shit. Yeah, you could be living in the same house with another family.
That's facts.
You know what I'm saying? This shit started.
And you wanna know what they were doing back there too, bro? They was snitching on one another to get in the house and be next to that white man. So they was like, hey, I'm gonna tell on this man, I'm gonna be able to sit in the air conditioning. So it was that whole mentality, crabs in the bucket back then too.
You know,
that's right.
And that's why I get on some of our own about how can I put it, like, you know, being whitewashed. And I blame that on like the generations before us too, because just simple shit like, for example, you in school, you acting up or whatever, or you're in the store and you're acting up, and you always hear your parents say, man, you need to act more like these white people, or I hated that shit. I hate that.
Facts.
Like, definitely, and the world is so white where they want you to be more like them, and I don't do shit but make you even more angry at the next motherfucking person.
But it start with us, bro. If we do things that's positive and we do things that's outside our realm, then people be like, act more like black people act. Like, if we act right, then people will say act more like black people. But you tell me act like more like black people right now, I'm gonna think, what, eat chicken and twerk? Like, what the fuck that mean? Shoot people up, kill somebody? Like, what? I'm gonna really think about the bad things. Like, when I was talking about my episode, like, black is surrounded by so much negative stigmatism. When you charging your car battery, the negative is what color? Black, right? So, kids look at a doll and they gonna see the black doll. That's the negative doll. That's the doll that probably steal and do stuff bad. So I'm gonna get the white doll. Even my black kids think like that. So it's just a whole stigmatism we got around our culture that we need to change internally, or the shit never gonna get better, man, because we really thrive off criminal shit. Like, that shit turn us on as a culture.
Yeah, it do. That sad part is motherfuckers for the positive.
Yeah, that's not nothing cute.
That's facts. That's facts. And I think that the music too, right? Like, I know we love, you know, trap music, drill, shit like that, Dirt, Vaughn, you know what I'm saying, Jeezy, Gucci, like all these different artists, 21 Savage, like. But the thing is, though, like, you know, and I know it's hard to really break it now because we've been, you know, like pretty much conditioned with like being brought up on it like that. So it's kind of hard to really like break out of that shit and not listen to it. But just to be honest, though, you got kids that's growing up in that shit and they're taking everything that, you know, Vaughn and Dirk and them niggas is saying, and he be a young boy like sliding and doing this and doing that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that low vibrational energy pretty much channels like, you know, channels like dudes or whatever to really go do shit towards other dudes that look like them, which is our own.
But is that on our parents though? Is that on our parents?
Yeah,
do you remember back in the day, we was not allowed to go to that record store and buy that CD with that bad rating on it. Like, we wasn't allowed to. I wasn't allowed to listen to Wu-Tang and all the hardest rappers till I was like 16. Then, like, I had to really, like, to really get my hands on that music, I had to do a lot of research and a lot of sneaking around my mom's back. A lot of not playing it around her. She don't even know I listen to that type of music until I was older. You feel me? I listened to what she made me listen to, which is a lot of sexual ass R. Kelly and shit. But still, whatever you put your kids on, that R. Kelly in turn made me a freak. Goddamn it! That's what the fuck that did. But still, like, I peep that shit with my kids. Like, I play Trolls in the car for them, whatever they want to hear. They Japanese music, whatever. Like, I'm not gonna force no OTF on you because I like that shit. I'm not gonna. Nah, a lot of people do that. Like, you dressing your kids up or with the shit. You let your kids run around like little gangsters. Like, nah, it ain't cute, man. Like, we had our era where we did that shit, but that shit is dubbed, man. Like, the music, we know as adults, this is music. These kids don't know, but think how we thought, bro. We was like, we want to be rappers. We want to be drug dealers. We want to, like, the music is too influential, man, for us to be just letting our kids listen to everything.
Well, they made this shit easy for us, though. I mean, back then, of course, we couldn't just go we want one fucking click away.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You had to go in the store.
You had to go in the store. Like shit. I mean, so now it's like all these kids is just one click away, and that shit can be suggested by a fucking cartoon you was watching or some shit.
But you ain't clicking on shit if daddy say you can't get on the computer or that tablet, so shit.
Oh yeah,
like,
you damn
the old school parents that need to come back, bro. Be like, fuck it, man. They got too many devices. like fuck it. You your Apple Watch now? God damn.
For real.
That's facts though. That's facts. And too, right? I'm gonna throw some percentage rates out there, like on like all between different races when it comes to the killings and shit, right? Okay. Like you got whites killing blacks is only 2% now, right? That's the lowest.
Cat.
Whites killing whites is 16%. Blacks killing whites is 81%. Do you know what the highest is?
Blacks killing blacks, of course.
Fact, 97% man.
Let me tell you about that 2%. That's bullshit. That 2% is bullshit.
The 2% and the damn what was it? The blacks killing whites.
Because we need another percentage thrown in there of the percentage of white people that do mass shootings, because it's getting ridiculous. Because even not against black people, just against everybody. Like white people that just do mass shootings against everybody. Do that shit. Now, if that shit ain't 97, this shit rigged, man. Cause this shit, like, bruh, I have never seen this shit in my life. I remember I went to school with a couple kids I felt like had the capacity to possibly do it, but it was caught. But now I feel like it's a joke now. I don't know what's going on, but the percentages, I'm not worried about black on black violence because that's something that black people gotta like internally work on themselves. I'm worried on white on everybody violence because I don't know when that's gonna happen. I know when the nigga gonna kill me. I probably gave him the ammo to want to kill me. You feel me? Like, but this white man out here, I don't know when he gonna kill me.
Yeah, obviously you found that out in Buffalo.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
But I'm gonna give you a different perspective though, right? All right, so like y'all see how the violence is in Chirac, right? In Chicago. So you got a case like in the years time. I don't have those percentages, right? But let's just go off of the fact that we know for a fact they have one of the highest fucking murder rates in America.
I got a percentage about Chicago, bro. I just read some shit. It said, goddamn, 1 out of 4 cops in Chicago is left. That's it. The other three out of 4 quit or either got killed or something. Like they scared. Like,
and see, that's police. What I'm saying. That ties back to what I was saying then, right? So that's why the percentages may be a little higher too. Think about it. Like just with Chicago alone, that's not including the rest of America. You got LA, you got New Orleans, you got Houston, you got down all throughout the South, you got here Carolina, all throughout the Carolinas, you got Georgia, Florida. You know what I'm saying? But that's just Chicago. You know what I mean? Just Chicago and like these young dudes, like for one, like y'all said earlier, right? Like, do like we believe that it definitely starts at home, which it does. 100%. But on the flip side of that coin too, I think that with which we're gonna touch on this too, with having, I think, bridging the gap between community, between generations and shit. Like we got our generation, then we got the people that's older than us, that's older than us. Yeah. Then we got the young, like the young bulls and shit coming up. So we pretty much bridging that gap, and we can relate to them a lot more.
I'm a tie. But I could tie every episode we had into one right now, bro. It takes sometimes people to come into your life to change you. Like I was a fatherless child growing up, just a mom. I could have did whatever the fuck I wanted to do in these streets. You feel me? Until I got a stepdad that came into my life, and he kind of changed that, and he made so I couldn't do a lot of that shit I wanted to do. So that 2-parent thing, 2-parent aspect helped my life out, and a lot of people ain't had it, but all my close friends mostly had it. You feel me? Sean had it. You feel me? I watched my neighbors I lived across the street from, they had like 2 parents or at least one strong parent, but I always watched my friends that had just one parent or maybe their grandparents, and it was a little bit harder on them. I felt so. Oh yeah, I always appreciated just having the 2-parent thing because it did make me look at it's so much more than just following behind a group of kids that's really lost because they don't got a family. When I got a whole family at the crib, when I really just want to be with my friends, that was my whole thing. I wanted to be with my friends. So I don't fault nobody that's in the gang life or whatever they're going through shit, nobody that's killing nobody or whatever. It's circumstantial, man. It's like really not having a father there, really not having a mother there that really bother people, and that shit is huge, man. That shit it'll turn your life around, man. It'll turn your life around for the bad. It'll turn your life around for the good. Everybody need their parents, man. Like grandparents, parents, some type of parents.
It all depends, man. Like everybody, it's your upbringing and how things are going and how you are too. Also, I mean, not everybody gonna have that chance to either have one or the other, let alone both.
Facts.
So, and yeah, you're right. More than likely, and just statistically, people that don't have either one or don't have both, you know, tend to drift more to the streets because I guess that was considered their family back then.
Right.
But I mean, like nowadays, just me for instance, I didn't have my dad in my life like that. Mom's, you know, passed away when I was only 16. So pretty much I was left to put this shit together myself and what I really want for myself. I mean, the streets won't it obviously been there and was like, yeah, fuck this, because I could die tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like, and shit, the only thing that I was thinking was just success. But not everybody has that mindset or is lost and don't even fathom that thought at that young age. So the shit is crazy. It all just depends on certain people, man.
I literally done sat around some of my homies, like you was just saying, T. And bro, when I was in school and I kind of was in between the street life, in between the school life, I was watching them as adults, like figured out they wanted to be street niggas 100%. And I was just like, this is sad, man. Like, you a street nigga, you ain't washing your ass on the daily. I don't give a fuck how street you is. You ain't washing your ass on the daily. You out here thinking sporadically, you just off the rail, just whatever. You always think the cops watching you. Like, you always think somebody trying to kill you because you got enemy. Like, it's too much, bro. It felt like a criminal on the run. And I watched this unfold with my brother and his homies and shit, and I was just like, that ain't the life I want at all, man. Like, a lot of this shit too glamorized in the music where you think that's it, but if you listen to these niggas' stories or these niggas that's in rap game, man, they talking about how they made it out, man. Like, and they just keep on talking about all the bad shit that they went through to make it out. It's not necessarily they telling you to do it.
No, they just really like telling they like life stories so you can learn from it. Like promise, right? Like how you were saying, you know what I mean? Like with my parents, right? Like my mom's, you know, like she was going through her personal struggles and shit like that. You know, so like it got to a point throughout, you know, before I hit my teenage years, you know what I mean? Like she was 100% there, but then I moved to my teenage years, that kind of was broken apart a little bit, and my pops worked like late, so he was gone to about like 1 o'clock in the morning. So from that like time that we got out of school and shit until 1 o'clock in the morning, niggas was like just like heavy, just running the motherfucking streets.
But do you see that nigga? Just because your pops was at work a couple hours using the streets, imagine if he was dead. Like, it's huge. Or he was like, the fact my pops wasn't there, bro. Like the streets, like before my stepdad came, the streets was everything, bro. I used to literally be in my room mad because I couldn't go to the projects, like dumb shit.
Fact.
Like, cause I ain't have a dad, man. Cause them niggas was my dad in the streets. Them niggas was like cool to me. You feel me? Yeah, them niggas was dope as fuck to me. I'm like, this nigga just got out of jail. He got a gun. He chilling. He got mad weed. He got money. Like, that shit's dumb. It's a lot of kids growing up thinking that's cool.
Yeah.
And it's sad that we, as kids that had fathers, thought it was cool just because our fathers wasn't around for a little bit of time. So it just show how much we gotta show our kids love, man, just to keep them out the streets, man. It's sad.
Yeah, like, you definitely right, boy.
Real talk, you know, like
man.
Because all it is like a trickle down effect, right? So if we embody that hurt and we really keep it there by like us not having, like, for example, like, you know, like Chad was saying, and you know, TJ with the whole shit with, you know what I mean, yo, my mind ain't on point today, bro.
Put the bottle down, sir.
My mind ain't on point.
People you talking about?
Yeah, I've never met this man. Who is this guy?
Who are these people?
Invite him on the podcast. Shit.
Who are you, sir?
I want to meet this Chaz guy, goddammit.
Fuck you doing this podcast, nigga?
I'm just sitting here looking at the phone like, this nigga.
But for real though, right? What y'all niggas was saying about, you know what I mean? about y'all pops not being there and shit like that, like, and then my mom's not being there in those like certain points. It was like that shit has an impact. You know what I mean? But I think that the older that we've gotten, the more that we grow to understand shit, like the way life works more. You know what I mean? So now we can really be who we need to be. You know what I mean? Healed when it like comes to our children, so they don't really take on those same.
Just
you know what I mean?
Appreciate the life, man. You appreciate life, and then it make, because death is so horrible, bro. That shit is horrible, man. Like when the death come, man, you start to realize that life is all that matters. Like people don't appreciate each other while they here. Like it's so many times I wish I could have really like sat and just talked to somebody that ain't here no more, just about nothing for so long, nigga. Like, you feel me? Like, that shit come and go so quick, and it's coming and going quicker and quicker. Like, so as I look at my kids, like day in and day out, I just want to do better for them. It's that, you feel me? I can make more core moments for them, man, so that when I'm gone, they could be like, hey, this nigga, like every time I was with him, we had fun, like every time. You feel me? Because when you gone, man, all the nigga got is memories, man. And when you think back of some of your homies, you're like, I don't got enough memories, man. Like, sad. Like, I think back to middle school, sometimes think about homies I lost and shit. I'm like, we don't got enough memories. Like, we was kids. I'm getting older. I'm forgetting. Like, I hate forgetting people that passed away 10 plus years ago and shit like that. But life goes on and it hurt. Yeah. Because you realize one day somebody gonna forget you.
Yeah. Like,
damn.
Like, you know, like when you really have those moments, like I had like a moment last night, you know what I mean? Like, you know, where I was just really thinking about, you know, my motherfucker, you know, Corey or whatever, Freight that had passed, you know, the end of last year. And I was really thinking about bro got kids, man. You know what I'm saying? That he ain't never gonna get a chance to see them grow up. Right. You know what I mean? And like that shit really like hurts you. If you really knew bruh too, you know what I'm saying, yo, you know what I mean? Like he was a real good dude, man. You know what I mean? And that shit hurts a lot more because it's like, you know, like that nigga character. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like, damn, and that's another. But
it put a lot on your shoulders though, bro, because you gotta honor bruh now, like, because that's the only, because we could spend time moping over people that passed, or we can honor them. I honor my stepdad, my dad, and my grandmother every day when I try to be a good human being, because they both was like the best human beings I know. So, bro, you honor bruh by taking care of his daughter, helping out, like, bruh, like he was good, you be good. You feel me? Like you honor people, and that's the way you don't forget them. Like, and then like going into the next subject we was gonna talk about, then you could talk about like putting like benefits in their names and, you know, some type of scholarships and things like that, and you keep legacies going that way. But like it's other ways to remember people, you feel me, other than just mourning and drowning it in liquor, and like you could do positive things too and make good in this world and put somebody else's name on that stamp and don't even take the motherfucking credit for that shit. You feel me? And that's your good deed. And that's how you let that person's life live on. Like you let that be the Corey Trust Fund for kids for something. You feel me? Like things like that, man. That's how you be a real nigga without even like worried about people. Like, oh, he was a real nigga. Like, nah, it ain't all about that.
Right. I feel
you set an imprint. Yeah.
I try to honor that. First off, just shout out to the Jones family. You know, because
definitely.
Yeah, shout out to the Jones family.
Hell yeah.
And you right, you do gotta honor them, and you know what I'm saying. And some people might not reach that type of success where they could start that type of thing. You know, with like the freight train. You know what I'm talking about. Any type of I can't even get. I'm having a damn Jax moment right now.
I got you. I understand what you're saying. You mean like you feel me? You mean giving back to the community.
Yeah, giving back to the community.
But it doesn't necessarily come with like wealth or title or nothing. Like you really just got to be that brave person to go out there and go talk to the council people and be like, how can I do this for my friend? And feel me? Like donations, things like that. I remember back in the day, we was taking donations to go to Philly to go to karate tournaments, and we was getting bread just. So things you really want to make happen, people make happen. I feel like no matter what your status is, you know.
Okay, Crouching Tiger, White Dragon.
We was out there selling tickets like drugs, nigga.
But yeah, what I was saying though, man, just like with the people that you value so much that you didn't have them memories with, value them in your presence. You know what I'm saying? Like how you are critiqued by people and shit, they'll see that. You know what I mean? Or where it come from. It's all respect at the end of the day. Cause that's what you got left to give, even when they're gone. So I mean, honoring people in their presence. I mean, I was molded by like my grandparents and shit like that too. So like, even when my mother was sick, my ass would be walking to Southgate because I ended up living on Hunters Road after a while. So I walked to Southgate every fucking day just to talk to my grandma about the same thing all the time. Every day with the same shit. I know how all her brothers and sisters passed away. So it's like, I swear she gave me the rundown on all of them, and it was like 13 of them. All the way down to when she was
something only you could never get back, bro. You could never get a conversation like that back again.
Never. So just honoring them in that type of way, and I get the, the memories didn't get to get created as, most as it should, but what you do got, you hold on to, and you build it in your presence, man.
Change lives with
appreciate your family, man. Appreciate your family, appreciate your friends for sure.
That's facts though. And then, just really taking all that knowledge, like I was talking with Jones about, right? This was like, I think early last year or year before last, about like a nonprofit org that I'm orchestrating, that I already got the whole blueprint for it, but I think that, of course you got to have capital and all that type of shit, right? But blueprint wise, I think like y'all said, right, like where you really take those memories and everything that that they really taught you, and like you really incorporate that in like the nonprofit, or like whether it's like helping out single mothers and everything, then you got children and everything who like maybe fatherless, their father probably lost in the system or something, or or has passed on or something. So they kind of need that guidance, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you got that type of nonprofit organization that comes into play, and it kind of houses all that. And then you may have guys who need like a second chance at life, who maybe have stumbled throughout life, and maybe have been like incarcerated or whatever. You know what I mean? But they have that second chance through that program, because they have mentorships in there, shit like that. So that's the type of program that I've been really building to try to really get moving and everything and shit like that, eventually. But I think that that's gonna be big for the community as a whole, even in our hometown, like like down in New Bern, that should be big. You know what I mean? Like having one up this way, Raleigh. You know what I mean? Just spread it all across, Carolina or whatever. Then moving outward. You know what I mean? So that's gonna really, because it all starts within first. You know what I mean? The home base first, and then we can spread our wings and kind of just reach out and like touch other communities. You know what I mean? So,
giving is such a crazy thing, bro, because when you try to give on a massive scale, you think like how T was just thinking, like how you gotta feel like you gotta be established more because you're trying to give to so many people. But bro, I learned from like my stepdad and shit, like giving like to a lot of people, that it come like in progressions. Like you give to the man that need it next to you first, and then you give to somebody that a little bit closer. Then you extend a little bit further each time. You feel me? But you get there, like your planning is all there, but you definitely start by giving to somebody small. Without the recognition, it just goes and goes and goes, and it just grow, man. Like it's like paying forward. Like when you paying forward, like it just get bigger, and then next thing you know, you look back and it's bigger than you ever thought it was gonna even be. So it's one of the things where you start out like how you was just saying, like dream as big as you want to dream with that shit, but definitely as you going with it, keep giving towards like the smallest little bit. Like everything count, but make sure it's the right. Cause we got people out. Sometimes you feel like you give to the wrong people. I know we feel like that sometimes. I feel like that sometimes too. I'll be like, I might just feel like giving today and I gave to the wrong person. But when I'm really giving and I'm like, I did my research on the shit, it feel better because I know I'm giving to somebody who really deserve it, who gonna use it in the right way, who feel like the world was against them. Like those are the type of people that deserve good days like that. You feel me? So
I feel you.
It's a process of weeding people out, because when you say you giving some shit out, everybody in line.
That's what I'm saying. And I just do mine like, just out the kindness of love. And I was, I'm still like one of these people where I keep little extra shit in my car, from whether it's like blankets, food, snacks, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because I do give to the homeless. I definitely do. When I see them, they get it. You know what I mean? And like, just, for example, I happened to travel to the tobacco shop. I was getting, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I happened to run across this guy that was in the military, and shit, I went to another damn shop and bought a blanket. You know what I mean? And some food or whatever, and I just laid it out there for him.
But bro, do you ever feel like some of them people aren't what they say they are?
Yeah, a lot.
That hurts sometimes too. If I give it to somebody, man, you ain't what you say you are, man, it might hinder me from giving to somebody else. But I still gotta give in spirit to where when I get beat, I gotta keep giving because something still ain't right in the world, man. Like it ain't gonna be right.
You're right.
If you just like contribute to the devilish shit, it just ain't gonna be right.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, we still give to our own family that we know ain't even doing right.
Yeah, true.
So it's
That's
like even just a random act of kindness, just not to even know what the fuck about to happen with whatever you just gave them. You can go to sleep thinking like I just did something good. You know what I mean? And
that's like when your G might tell you or something. When your grandma tell you, "Hey, that somebody stole your money. However they spend it, they gonna be cursed or something like that."
Oh yeah, definitely. That your grandma said that before.
Yeah.
She
gonna be cursed. Like, oh shit.
Shit. But that give you more or less reason not to worry about it.
Yeah, it do.
Because you get it out the kindness of yours, and they're gonna be cursed out the kindness of theirs.
White people, that's that black parent reassurance. White people, that's that black parent.
Definitely, but you know about it.
A different way. They don't lie to you about the tooth fairy and shit. They tell you straight up.
For real.
Like, nigga, I lift your head up and put $5 under your pillow. Why the fuck you sleep so hard?
Yeah, right. You feel what I'm saying? Mama will always Santa Claus. Won't no damn Santa Claus. My granddaddy said anybody coming down the chimney past 12 o'clock isn't in truth.
Fact. My mama wasn't creeping no goddamn where, eating no goddamn cookies. Fuck that. Cookies be there right in the morning. You like, Santa ain't eat my shit. Mama, I want them damn cookies.
Hey, so look, right? With like this last question, right? And I think we're gonna like close this part 1 off, and we're gonna go into part 2. Why do y'all feel like we blame other races for our stagnation when it comes to growth within our community? Like, why do we say terms like, the white man, I can't like get ahead because of the white man got his like foot on my neck and shit like that. In this climate right now, not like 10 years ago or 20 years ago.
Can I be honest?
You know what I mean?
Can I be honest, my nigga?
Be honest.
Because I heard my mama and my grandma say it. That's why. That's
God damn, bro. I thought you were about to hit niggas with the actual factual.
Nah, that's really the actual factual. Everything I say in my life that sound racial and mad racist came from my parents or my grandparents. Because I've been sitting around my parents and my grandparents sometimes. I'm like, damn, you really said that shit? Shit. Like, I'm glad no white people wasn't around when you said that shit. Like, damn. Like, some shit, like, I really feel like that's all programmed stuff, pre-programmed stuff we heard, like us wanting reparations. We ain't know what the fuck a reparation was. We ain't know what that shit was. That's some shit we heard from old people. Like, it's the same type of thing, bro. Every little type of thing you get scared about in life is something that somebody told somebody else and it just got passed down to you. What?
That's facts.
That shit.
That's facts.
Yeah.
That's facts. I think that like the thing is, it makes it very difficult, like in this climate with that, because of like it's so much opportunity out here, right? And then you have minorities that's like in authority positions now. So you have black folks or whatever, Hispanic or whatever, that's actually CEOs of companies or whatever. They're like on the corporate side, or they there's like black entrepreneurs or whatever too, or whatever, start micro businesses or whatever the case is. There's so many different avenues to make money now. You know what I'm saying? Or like to get ahead or whatever, so to say, when it comes to
I think the real question should be, should black people stop crying? Transgenders are goddamn racing against women right now. they represent. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, you do your shit. Do what you gotta do. We had a pandemic to get in our bag, nigga. What the fuck?
Facts.
Like,
I feel you.
We gotta stop crying. Like, other races ain't crying. They out here getting good forms and learning about goddamn stocks, things to do better and get more money. And we steady wanting somebody to give us some shit. The fuck?
I feel you.
Facts.
Now, I'm at it where it's like, when it comes to this, it's kind of 50-50 to me because, just, you know, like Jack said, the opportunity is there.
Facts.
And just as well as you can have a man that decided to go out in the streets and sell drugs or get locked up for whatever. You know what I mean? And it's quick to use that as an example, like it's the white man's fault. Mm-hmm. So yeah, you definitely do got to stop that. And people like to use that. That shit is just they definitely. Use
he did not tell you to go get that, sir.
He ain't tell you to do that, did he? You feel me?
Go. Yep.
And
did that.
And you know what I'm saying? And that shit just drives me crazy to hear that shit. Like, it's never that. You have the opportunity to do so. Your chances are slim to none. And you might have to walk on a few nails, step across glass, and crawl through fire just to do so.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But that just shows at the end of the day that you really care about what your worth was.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, that right there needs to go out the window. I totally disagree with that. But it's a 50-50 thing with me, man. And just like you said, the shit passed down. Well, some people just feel that way off of anything just because of their name, how they dress, how they look. And yeah, some of those things are true. That shit does happen to some people.
Hey, new nickname alert for my nigga T.
Yeah.
Mr. It could go either way.
It could go either way. You feel me? I like it. Oh, the boy is crazy as hell. Yes, Mr. Either way.
It could go either way, cause that nigga 50-50 with everything, nigga. He ain't going. It could go either way, nigga. For shit show.
For damn sure it can. So
and Sean, I got one for you too, my nigga. Mr. For Instance, my nigga.
For
instance, yes.
Talking about. This nigga crazy, bro.
just listen to the past episode, nigga.
I promise you, goddammit, Mr. Ford. I was gonna tell you to get it marketed, my nigga. That's a T-shirt. You and TJ, y'all some damn program niggas. That's
you gotta really like break shit down. You know what I'm saying? Break shit
for
down
instance.
to its spines. You know what I mean? You know, like for these motherfuckers out here.
But it go, my nigga. If it's a word you say a lot, perfect for a brand. Perfect. For instance, that's dope. And it's something you do say more than you even realized.
That's facts, though.
Hey, I think Mars up to some shit now.
I'm telling you, man, viewers, if y'all like, for instance, y'all comment, y'all let us know. Y'all know TJ gonna go either way.
Hey, listen. All right.
We back in this bitch, nigga.
Hey. So
I'm fucking crying.
Hey, man. Let me get and close this special out, man. Cause y'all nigga, let me close this special out, man. Y'all niggas wild.
I'm sorry, but yo, I done heard his lighter go off a few times.
If you stuck to the end, my friend.
Alright, but let me get and close it out, yo. And then we're gonna move on to part 2, yo. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir, Ski.
Alright, this is your boy Jaxson Jerome, the Indigo Child. I got my co-host, Mars Jones, Mr. Stay Less. Ty so motherfucking fly.
It could go either way.
Mr. Either way, Jack.
Either way.
Alright, until next time, y'all. Peace and love. What it is, people, what it is. This is your boy, Jaxson Jerome, the Indigo Child. And this is our very first Business Truth Spotlight Special. And on this particular Spotlight Special, we are highlighting a young lady by the name of Unico Favor. She is a hairstylist that's fresh to the RDU area. Her business is In Favor of Style. So infavorofstyle.com, you can check her out, or go on to IG, which is titled In Favor of Style as well too. She has an after hours special that she just released. So she's on special hours, after hours. So if you're working late and you can't make the standard hair salon hours, she got you covered. You going to an event and you need a fresh look, she got you covered. Or are you just a night owl and you prefer to make your moves at night? She got you, I promise. All her booking information is available on her IG or on her website as well, infavorofstyle.com. You can also contact her business number at 213-973-2975. And you can connect with her about bookings and hairstyles and what have you. So hit her up, y'all. Tap in with her. I promise you will not be disappointed, ladies. Peace and love, y'all.
This is a No Chase the Truth production.